What's up? Day 5 of my 14-day challenge to go live with all of you. Hi, everyone. Hi. Good evening. Okay, so I have wrapped up the spiritual formula to success. Last night, I gave the last component, which was the A, and that was aligning accurately, right? Alignment is very important. So, hi everyone who just joined. So, now I want to talk about getting your mind right for 2023. All right, who else is with me? Like, who else is feeling like 2022 we cannot possibly let another year come in and we don't take absolute control of it? Does anybody else feel like 2022 just like vanished out of thin air? Like it's pretty much wrapped up, right? Just a couple more weeks, we're done. But I'm seriously like, where did 2022 go? I mean, 2020 was fast. Yes, even with COVID, it was fast. 2021 went by like, but 2022 has really flown. So I don't know about you, but I'm ready to start taking control and making some things happen. Did you say it owned you? Yeah. Yeah. I think what did 2022 for me, it was just a lot of mental growth for me. Like I really just kind of sat back and did a lot of observing of people, of situations in my life, right? Like I looked back and I just started looking at relationships, friendships, family dynamics, even, as far as like my career, my goals. Like I really felt like 2022 was a year where I just started like really focusing in and thinking about, like, is this the path you want to take, Shay? And are these the people that you want to take along with you? Like, I think sometimes we stay in friendships and relationships just based on the length of time that we've known the person. Like we feel like because we've been around this person for so long, they've been in our life, they've shared certain, situations with us, that we have to keep them on. I know for myself, I definitely have felt like that. Like, oh my goodness, this person has been my friend for, 10 years, 15 years, 20 years. Like, you just don't cut off friendships like that, because, those are the type of people that, don't come by easily. But the truth is, like, I mean, sometimes you evolve and you just gotta grow. Like, I know it's always devastating when I hear people who have been married for 20 plus years, right? And then they divorce, and I'm just like, oh my gosh, like, how could you let that go? But I understand. You have to be constantly growing. And even in a marriage, if it gets to the point where you're not growing well together, or one of you is growing and the other isn't, like, we can amicably go our separate ways. That doesn't mean that we have to continue to be in each other's life. Like, we can love you from afar, right? That was one of the components that I talked about in the spiritual formula to success. The L stands for love, and love sometimes means loving a person from afar. And knowing that, hey, I can't take you on this journey with me because I'm in a different place in my life, and we no longer fit well together. you know so for 2023, I've decided to make some real drastic changes. And I can't speak for anyone else, but I know all successful people say, if you want something different, you have to become somebody different. So I'm challenging myself to get out of my comfort zone, do things that appeal to me, regardless of how anyone else might, take it or think about it. I used to be so concerned about, what my friends thought, what my family thinks about me, or, my peers or anything like that. And I'm just like, you know what, we all trying to figure this thing out. They don't have it figured out any better than I do. So what if they do judge or have their own opinion? Opinions are like, what? Everybody's got one, right? So I think it's just so important that we focus on what really, really makes us happy. And it can't be another person. What really makes you happy comes from within. So that's what I'm focusing on for 2023. Hi, everyone that joined. Welcome. How are you doing? I'm talking about 2023 mindset changes that that need to be made, and I'm challenging myself to be the best Shay Hope I can be. Right? So, yeah, self-love is the most important kind of love. It truly is. It truly is. And for a long time, I don't think I really loved myself. I know when I was younger, I didn't love myself. I was always comparing myself to other people. And thankfully, I had a tribe of women in my family who loved me so strongly and instilled so much pride and just strong will and determination and in me, that I what they say you got to have that praying grandmother. Well, I had a praying grandmother, I had a praying grandfather, I had praying great grandparents, I had a praying great aunt. So I had some really strong people in my family who truly saw the best in me, even as a little girl. So even when I was trying so hard to be somebody else and not really happy with who I was as a little girl, they always talked life into me and always pushed me to do well, and and I'm so grateful for that. And I think that's one of the reasons why I really love inspiring other people. I love bringing joy to another person because I know what that feels like. I know what it feels like to have someone, tell you how great you are, how you can accomplish anything, how you can do anything. I know what that does to a young mind when someone tells you that they believe in you and that there's nothing that you can't do. I know what that feels like when you're comparing yourself to other people, or you feel like you don't necessarily have what it takes, or why don't you have this, or why don't you have that. So even though, I had an air about me, even as a young girl, I had an air about me like I know what I'm doing. I know this. I know, can't nobody touch me with this and this and that. I still had my fair share of insecurities, right? Like so many of us do. So it's important to have people in your life who are speaking life into you. It's important to have people in your life who pray for you. It's important to have people in your life who pray with you, who teach you how to pray if you don't know how, who tell you, there's no elaborate words that you have to speak, and, you don't have to have the best education or go to this particular school or know this particular person or speak a certain way. Just speak from within, speak from your heart, because honestly, God knows anyway. He knows how we feel. He knows what we're thinking. You know what I mean? Like, he knows your insecurities. He knows your past, your present, and your future. So there's no need in trying to, make something elaborate and fancy and, let me make sure I quote all these scriptures and stuff he's not concerned about that. What he's concerned about is your heart. Do you know him? That's all God says, is know him. Believe in him. Trust him. So let me tell you this. If there's anything you are doubting right now, if there's anything you are uncertain about, take it to God. You really have to. Because I'm going to tell you, this life ain't easy. And we don't have all the answers, and we're definitely not supposed to. And you would think that, the older that you get, you get more wisdom and clarity and experience for sure. But there's always questions. There's always things that you're just like, you know what? I just don't know. And when you really just don't know, you've got to ask the person, the being who actually does. And that's God. It's not your husband. It's not your wife. It's not your children. It's not your parents. It's not your grandparents. It's not your best friend. It's not your co-worker. It's not the deacon. It's not the lady on the usher board. It's not the soothsayer. It's not the fortune teller. Like, you can ask them all the questions that you want. They don't know. But when you have that one-on-one connection with God, when you talk to him, and then when you get still and you allow him to answer you, that's when you get clarity. That's when you get your answers. That's when the wisdom comes. So that's what I wanted to talk about tonight. 2023, what are you doing differently? What plans are you making now to start your year off right? Because quite honestly, it starts right now. If you wait until January 1st to start making changes for your life, you're behind the 8 ball. You're moving way too slow. I invested in a challenge with one of my mentors, and it's called the Get Your Mind Right Challenge. So for 5 days, I'm going to be totally immersed in meditation, prayer, Zoom. We're doing some Zoom calls with some really, really great thought leaders. Grant Cardone is one of the speakers who will be there. The legendary Les Brown will be speaking to us one day. We all know he is absolutely, unequivocally the best motivational speaker in the world. 77 years old. That's 77 years of wisdom and experience and knowledge that he's going to be imparting upon us. I think Real Talk Kim is going to be one of the speakers there. Who else? Ray Higdon. He's mentor to the millionaires. Of course, Stormy Wellington. That's the one who's doing the challenge. And it's going to be awesome. It's for 5 days. And I'm really excited about it. If you are interested in doing this 5-day challenge, Get Your Mind Right challenge, you can actually go to Stormy's website or her IG page, Coach Stormy, and and all the particulars are there. But I'm gonna put in the video description, I'm definitely gonna put the link for the challenge, because it's for those that want to get involved, like it's gonna be phenomenal. Like whatever you want to get out of it, you'll get out of it if that's what you want to do. I'm challenging myself, and I won't be doing any social media other than my going live and doing my videos. I definitely, I really don't watch TV anyway, but I'm definitely, I'm not doing movies. I won't be listening to any music during that time. I'll be doing all, self-development, making sure here's something I'm definitely doing differently. I'm going to be waking up earlier on my off days, I am a creature of habit when it comes to getting my rest. I'm an 8-hour sleeper for sure. I have to get 8 hours. So, that might mean I have to go to bed a little earlier, but I'm going to be getting up earlier in the morning so that I can meditate and pray and work out, before, that's how I'm going to start my day. And then also get in at least 30 minutes of self-development. So getting up a little earlier, because on my off days, I tend to sleep in till 10, sometimes 11 o'clock, but definitely 10 o'clock. So, okay. All right. You want to do that too? All right. So yeah, I will definitely be sending, and I'll send you the link personally. I'll also send it to your DM. But yeah, I'll definitely be sending you the link for the Get Your Mind Right Challenge. So I'm going to post it in this video in the description. Hey, everyone, I love you. Peace and blessings to you all. Blessings and abundance. 2023 can be the absolute best year of your life if that's what you want. Just believe it for yourself. All right. I'll see you all tomorrow with another video.